Alright, time for another draftphysics.com, debatephysics.com also. And sort of speaking of debate or different points of view, yeah, I guess that's what you'd call them. The contest to make a video something related to theories of everything or explaining physics in some sort of, simpler, easy to digest, deep but not too deep, I don't know, some kind of perfect way contest. So obviously I chose to just do the theory of everything thing, not the explain some physics theory, some physics assertion, some Bible verse, and explain why the Bible verse is the truth. So most are consciousness, so it's a real weird mixture of physics and biological functions, which really shouldn't be mixed. Apparently, a lot of people don't think consciousness is a biological function. They think it's doing something, But anyway, it's so bad in so many ways. So I'm just going to throw in some just random observations about the contest and different stuff. I'll say that, technically I should have a pretty good chance of winning one of the, $1,000 prizes. But we'll see what they do in the judging and all that kind of stuff. So I will distribute the money in some physics way. So one thing I'll do is I'll take half the money and I'm going to give it to the people that volunteered to work on my simulation. Neither one of them has a great life and they couldn't keep doing it and all that kind of stuff, and but it was really quite generous of them. So I'll give half the money to them, and put the other half to some other purpose of trying to encourage people to do something useful, like make a counter argument. But anyway, do an experiment maybe. A very specific, kind of experiment proving one way or the other something, or something like that. So anyway, kind of irrelevant detail, but whatever. So the weird thing was, in this YouTube window you can open for these hashtag things. It's youtube.com/hashtag/ whatever the word is you want to use in the hashtag, and you get this format. Anyway, for the last 2 months, my video has been the first video. So my video is now here, number 4, but it's always been here in the first or second slot. And it's just kind of funny. The day the contest ends, it's 4th. So whatever the YouTube algorithm is, I've been degraded for some reason. Who knows what bullshit. But anyway, so there's no good reason it should have been first. I mean, the whole way they're ordered there's no way to rationally understand how these videos are ordered. There just isn't. It's just sort of impossible to figure out. And the view numbers are all over the place, and it's, but none of the subjects are, none of the videos, I haven't seen one yet that's about anything I would consider to be real physics or anything to do with any real description of what consciousness is. So it's all, and frankly, it might as well all just be UFO crap. It's all bullshit. But anyway, we'll see. You see what gets rewarded here. What kind of scrutiny is applied, and all of that. So I already did the unsucker video. I did a response video just because I found his video to be mush, just a pile of mush, some ambiguous argument that if I get rid of constants, that is the units that we use for comparison between different things, that somehow that answers a physics question, which I don't think it does helps at all. It doesn't come anywhere close. I ought to see what my animation looks like. Let me just click on this. No, not very interesting. Okay. So anyway, so I did watch this double slit experiment. It's like a 2-minute video. It's absolutely useless. It's so trivial. Just nothing. This surreal numbers thing. This woman has this great voice. And but it's just it has something to do with some sort of zero being the secret of everything, and it's just complete wooey mush. Um, Quantum harmonic thing. I didn't do that yet. Okay, and I don't think I did this jumping continuity theory, but it's all this kind of stuff. It's all just really, really wooey crap. So anyway, I did watch like 5 or 6 of these videos. I don't know which ones I watched, but I forget now. I think I did this notebook thing, and that went nowhere. Harmonic theory of everything. I mean, it's all just woo 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 woo. This is another. This might be another. This was another one of these zero theories or something. Really, just whatever. Infinity limited, and consciousness resonates in octaves like music. I mean, just these might as well just be UFO videos. I mean, I'm like I said, I'm I don't know what to say. It's just it is a weird mix that this Kurt Jamungal guy encourages in people. In terms of all the UFOs, whatever it is, Gaia kind of crap, and mind over matter. Or they might as well do ESP videos, I suppose. You might as well indulge people talking about ghosts and other kinds of crap, frankly. But whatever. This does show that there's just there's no ground here, for conversation. It's really, we really are becoming an alien race. Like, the humans are getting so diverse that we might as well be made out of, like, some people might as well be rock creatures, and other people might as well be tentacle monsters, and where our diversity is, we're modifying as a genetic species, but our ideologies are getting more and more bizarre in terms of the multiverses and virtual universes and simulation verse and yuck. So there's probably something else more relevant to say. Then yes, the contest is over, and we'll see how it works out. I did cheat a little. I mean, first you weren't supposed to make a video longer than an hour. My video turned out to be longer than an hour, so and he modified that rule. There's also a rule you're not supposed to submit more than one video. And I submitted on. I think they're two distinctly different subjects. So I did a consciousness video on the Inmendum channel, and I did a science video on the Draft Science video. So maybe they'll only count one of them. I don't know. Maybe they'll use as an excuse to disqualify both videos. I don't know. There's always catches to everything. So we'll see how that plays out. And so I guess I'll play some of this stuff. I mean, I think part of the judging is going to be the people who submitted videos are going to judge other people's videos, so that might be interesting. So I guess if I'm required to watch specific ones and judge them, maybe I'll do that as a public exercise, just to be open and real about what I say, and why I say it. But yeah, frankly, like I said, all these videos look like junk to me. So it's going to be hard to tell the difference between the real shitty shit and the shit, because it's all pretty shit. It's not grounded in anything I call logic or, it's certainly not a mechanical. None of these people apparently, nobody believes in any kind of mechanical universe. There's a whole bunch of woo in all of these explanations. So, so that's probably enough. deriving quantum gravity. Yeah, that's. I think I saw that. There's no derivative of anything here. It's some nut, you know, who had an idea 50 years ago, and for some reason he has followers who are still preaching Dianetics. You know, for example, it's like a, you know, it's another version of a Scientology or something. But anyway. So just pointing it out, there was a contest. I suppose people should watch these videos, I think. And we'll see who wins and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, it was kind of disappointing. Really, I was expecting a little better than all abstractions. I mean, there's just no good physics here, in my opinion. I mean, just nothing. So anyway, yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah, so it's just an end of the contest reaction video. I don't know, it's not much of a reaction. Just, okay, that's all, that's it. I guess that's it. I'll pause and see if there's something else, but that's all I'm thinking of, short of playing the videos. Alright, just to throw something in here, I guess I'll play the 2-slit video. Well, I should just do that as a devoted video, but let's do it. What the hell?
We're going to be using a double slit.
I can't quite hear him.
A single slit.
Yeah, it's not very well produced, frankly. Yes. Okay, do all this elementary nonsense of no value. Thank you.
For those unfamiliar, this is usually what you see whenever you shine a light
so it's
through
the whole video, and it's actually horrible images of the slit experiments. And again, like I said, it doesn't even say anything in here. It just has so little to do with the real experiment, and the differences in what you're trying to do is figure out what's causing the effect. And this doesn't help any.
We have a laser shining through a double slit, and one of the slits has been obscured.
Which is the single slit, quite obviously, right? So I mean, yeah.
Normally, we're told that the wave function would completely collapse.
No, nobody tells you that. Okay, that's not really how it works. They don't say the wave function completely collapses because, well, they do tell you, but everybody who researches, I mean, anybody who has any knowledge of the experiment at all knows that single slits create the pattern. So that's just absolute nonsense. I mean, Professor Lowell says it overtly. There's no difference. I mean, single slit, double slit, there's not some different physics taking place with a single slit than a double slit. It's the same physics. You can't, there's no other physics that happens.
Whenever you block one of the slits.
I mean, yes, Feynman and other people who have done a sloppy job of explaining the experiment pretend that there isn't anything called single slit interference, when of course there is.
And you'll end up with just a single dot.
Alright, so they never really say you'll end up with a single dot. They illustrate that way. Maybe the Dr. Quantum video does that kind of crap, but I mean, it's not really a physics concept. I mean, anybody who's graduated with a physics degree knows that single slits make a fringe pattern.
As you can see, that isn't exactly what happens. We end up with a different interference pattern.
Well, it's really the same pattern, frankly, in terms of parts of it, okay? Well, I guess you can't really say it's the same. It's just all you're doing, you're just changing the point sources. So you're taking 2 point sources. Here's your single slit, here's your other single slit. These are just headlights, they're just point sources. And obviously when you bring them together, what are you causing? Well, you're changing your point sources now. Now you have these two far away is like one set of headlights, and these two closer to each other is another set of headlights. So instead of having headlights that are this and headlights that are this, you now have headlights that are this far apart or this far apart. And that's what you really changed, is the the distance that the photons have to travel from the point sources, which are the surfaces. So that would be the right way to explain it. Now, I didn't say that perfectly, but I'm just saying that's the right explanation. The surfaces are point sources, and the point sources are just scatter points. It goes in all directions, and the fact is that you're just talking about where are the distance to all the point sources in phase, whereas there are full wavelength of difference in the length of the line to each of the point sources at every location. So you just go to a location and see if there's a difference in the length of the lines. And if the lines all have a wavelength difference, then there's light. And if the two of the sources don't have a wavelength, and it's a half a wavelength, then there won't be light.
To figure out what's going on, we're going to replace this double slit with a single slit. We have a laser shining through a single slit.
So he didn't show the double slit pattern, which is kind of funny. So he's replacing a single slit with another single slit.
We're usually told that all you'll get is a dot whenever you shine a laser through this experiment.
So that isn't what they say, again. So that's not really in physics lectures. Yeah, some of the really poorly done videos say that, but that's just stupid.
Right. We'll do it no cut.
Right, so lots of bars, blah, 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 fringe pattern, and a very, very bright center. So you have a less bright center if you use a needle, and then the double slit pattern obviously has two patterns, which means this bright spot won't be nearly as bright, and you'll get twice as many, almost twice as many, in the center, little bars, and then you'll have a dark bar, and then you'll have half as many for the rest of the nodes going out.
You can clearly see we have an interference pattern. This is a single slit interference pattern. It does differ from the double slit interference pattern. The bars are wider. It's the most obvious, but
well, technically, no, that's not true. They're wider in a single slit. Obviously, when I add another slit, I'm adding that big long dimension, and the big long dimension is the one that's creating the size of the little bars. So yes, the further apart two of the surfaces are, the smaller the bars get. So that's the key distance to always pay attention to in the double slit experiment, is the distance between the two furthest surfaces, because that'll tell you the size of the bars. The smallest portion of the pattern will be dictated by the largest distance between two surfaces, and that'll tell you exactly how big these are going to be.
It's not the single dot. It's clearly an interference pattern.
Right, so he didn't show the double slit pattern for a comparison. He just showed us two different versions of the single slit, which really isn't very useful. That's the end of the video. So obviously I would say, yeah, this really isn't advancing the subject much. So, you got to do a little better than this, frankly. I mean, a lot better than this would be really good. So it's a dose of science, he calls his channel. Okay, anyway. It's not a very good dose of a very good substance. Yeah. Anyway, so, yeah, not so good. The other ones are better produced and longer and tedious and hard to listen to. And wooey, wooey, wooey. Lots of little fun pictures, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, gooey, mushy, girly physics. But anyway, alright, so it's enough of a video. At least I did something in the video. Anyway, so till the next time and such. Yeah, this has been draftphysics.com. Debatephysics.com also, but yeah, debate just doesn't happen the way it needs to. The specific points aren't debated, and that's what really needs to be debated, is each step, each part of this mechanical drawing And it's funny, like we're all living in the same world and we're all just saying, well, let's draw the elephant. And everybody's drawing is completely different. And that shouldn't happen, frankly. We should be able to do better than that. There ought to be something common in all the drawings. But there really isn't much. So, till the next time and such.